10 short stories. 10 valuable lessons you need to know. These stories may be short, but they hold profound life lessons and meaningful insights. Let's explore the lessons we can glean from these narratives. Story 1. A child said to their mother, "Mom, you look really beautiful today." The mother asked, "Hey, why are you praising me so much?" The child replied, "Because today, Mom, you're not angry." Lesson learned from the act. Physical beauty depends on our temperament. If you have a hot temper or get angry easily, your face will appear less friendly. Therefore, ancient people believed that the spirit gives birth to form. So if you want to be more beautiful, you must cultivate a soul that is always virtuous. Story 2. A boss made his son work hard in the fields. Friends said to him, "You don't need to make your son work so hard. The crop will grow naturally." The boss said, "I am teaching my son, not cultivating an industrial culture." Lesson learned from the act. The best way to raise a good person is to involve them in work, so they understand the value of labor and empathize with the difficulties of their parents. Story 3. There was a boy learning the trade in a bicycle repair shop. One day, a customer brought in a damaged bicycle. Not only did the boy fix it well, but he also cleaned it thoroughly to make it look brand new. Other apprentices mocked the boy for being foolish, as he not only received no extra pay but also exerted additional effort. 2 days later, the customer returned, impressed by the bicycle's excellent repair and cleanliness, and took the boy to work in his own shop with a higher salary. Lesson learned from the act. Some selfless actions, driven by a pure heart, may bring unexpected blessings in life. Story 4. A tennis coach said to his students, "How do you find a ball lost in the grass?" One person said, "Start searching from the center of the grass." Another said, "Start searching from the deepest depression." Another suggested, "Start searching from the highest point." The coach's answer was, methodically, step by step, from one end of the grass to the other. Lesson learned from the act. It turns out that the method to achieve goals in life is quite simple. Proceed sequentially, step by step, without skipping from step 1 to step 10. Story 5. There was a small chick trying to break the eggshell to come out. It hesitated and peeked its head out to observe the world. At that moment, a turtle passed by, carrying a heavy shell on its back. Seeing this, the small chick decided to immediately abandon the eggshell. Lesson learned from the act. To free yourself from burdens in life, don't hesitate. Decisiveness is key, as illustrated by the small chick in this story. Story 6. There were several children who really wanted to become angels. God gave each of them a lamp and instructed that, while waiting for his return, they should keep their lamps shining brightly. 1 day, 2 days, and then a week passed without God's return. All the children gave up, except for one who continued to polish and keep the lamp shining, even though God did not come back. Others criticized the child for being foolish. In the end, only that child became an angel. Lesson learned from the act. Always have a sincere heart and work diligently because God sees and is fair. Story 7. A squirrel in the field said to a squirrel by the roadside, "It's too dangerous here. Move to my place." The squirrel on the roadside replied, "I'm used to it. Why bother moving homes?" A few days later, the field squirrel visited the roadside squirrel and found it had been run over by a car, its body flattened. Lesson learned from the act. Follow sincere advice. Don't let your laziness harm yourself.
Let's leave the past behind.
Story 8. A young man came to ask to be the disciple of a deity. At that moment, a buffalo emerged from a muddy puddle covered in mud. The deity said to the young man, "Give it a bath." The young man was surprised. "I came to study, not to herd buffalo." The deity said, "If you can't diligently follow instructions, how can you be my disciple?" Lesson learned from the act. Be willing to do even the dirty, muddy tasks, not just theoretical learning. That's how you stay close to mud without the smell sticking, as taught by the deity. Story 9. A lamp store always had bright displays, and someone asked, "What type of lights do you use?" "They last a long time," the store owner said. "The lights often break, but we replace them immediately when they do." Lesson learned from the act. What you see with your own eyes may not necessarily be the truth. The reality may be different from your thoughts. Story 10. On a bitterly cold night, a billionaire encountered a poor old man shivering outside. Concerned, the billionaire asked, "Don't you feel too cold out here? Why aren't you wearing something warm?" "I don't have warm clothes," the old man replied, "but I've grown accustomed to the cold." The billionaire declared, "Wait for me. I'll go home and bring you warm clothes." The old man happily responded, "I'll wait for you." When the billionaire returned home, he became too preoccupied and forgot about the old man waiting. The next morning, he remembered and rushed to find him, only to discover the old man had succumbed to the cold. In a letter left behind, the old man wrote, "When I had no warm clothes, I had the strength of spirit to withstand the cold. But when you promised to help me, I clung to that promise, and it was that very promise that killed my spirit." Lesson learned. Don't rely solely on promises, as it may erode the strength of your independent spirit. Here are 10 valuable lessons that I want to share with all of you. Please continue to support and follow my channel to explore more new and interesting things together. Sincerely, thank you for your ongoing support.